So available to people or accessible to Christ. And because I think I agree with you in the sense of like, my heart posture is always the Lord, right? Like I want to be with him. I want to be in my quiet place. But I also love people so much. And I realize that while there are certainly times when me loving people requires me to be with the people I love and pouring out from my own kind of cup, at the same time, it's understanding that we can't do that with an empty cup. We know this from an energy perspective, but I'm going to give a weird example parallel here, but it's something that's constantly on my mind. We've been talking with one of my podcasts about batch editing. And I have another podcaster that I helped launch, but they're batch editing for 4 to 5 weeks at a time. So they're sitting down for a 4 or 5 hour window and they're knocking it all out. And while I understand the concept and the ease connected to the calendar of doing it that way, I feel like sometimes that's what we do with the Lord. We say, God, I'm gonna batch edit with you. I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna give you 2.5 hours of my morning. I'm gonna give you all day Saturday. And then we expect that to be the enoughness. But what I find the most treasured experience, and this is why being in the Word, not in a religious perspective, but in a eagerness perspective for him to speak to us, is if I was to batch edit with you here, even, how many conversations could we really have at this point in this day, at this level of maturity, with this expression of love, with all of the facets of who we are right now? We could probably have a bunch of conversations, but wouldn't they start to sound the same? Wouldn't they be coming from the exact same life experience? Wouldn't your heart be lamenting or asking the same questions? Because it's who you are right now today. Versus if every single week I came back to the table like we do here and we have another conversation, we're definitely still not going to run out of content, but you're going to get a different, hopefully more mature version of myself, which allows us to have more depth in that experience. So I think Christ is yearning for his kids not to batch create, not to batch edit, not to sit down and do it for one time every month and then check that box, that he's like, I just want to dwell with you. I want to walk with you daily, which is why feeding into your calendar, a little bite-sized snacks with the Lord is just as healthy as it would be of you doing an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening, whatever that looks like. What's your diet plan with Christ? I'm not sure how that goes, but I always think about that with people who wait or batch create any time with God.